Survivor Now podcast.
I was busy on the beach, like I was on Survivor.
I don't believe anything you say on Survivor. I almost called it.
It's now time.
I'm so excited.
Oh no!
I actually love you, but
Oh, it's so wrong.
I gotta go. I got something to do. Not as exciting as this. I'll tell you that right now, but.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Survivor Now Aftershow, where we dive into this most recent episode that we all just watched. And I'm personally really excited to get into it. We saw a lot of ups and downs this episode. Actually, somebody already put that in the chat. Zan said, "Is Tori okay? This must have been a roller coaster for her. Someone please check on her." I am fine. My girl survived. We've still got Sophie. I was very sad about the outcome, but we will get into it. But I'm Tori, and I'm here with none other than Abe from Survivor49. Abe, how are you today?
I'm back. I just got back from Orlando doing the charity events over the edge. It was a great weekend. It was about 130 reality stars down there, from Big Brother to Survivor to Squid Game is making an impact. It's a lot of them. Squid Game, but you got to pause the TV to see a Squid Game player.
Oh my God.
Like a lot of them. So, and I had a multitude of shows down there. We all raised money for a charity, and I got bumped off the top 20. I thought I was secure in the top 20 of charity raisers, but I apparently got bumped off. So next year I'm coming back stronger. But I had a great time. Was with Bruce. Me and Bruce were down there. Met an old school survivor. Met a couple of them. Rupert being the one, and made a video where Rupert them kidnapped me in the back of a car. Check it out. It's out there on Instagram, where I got kidnapped by Rupert, Bruce, Jake, Nasir, and they put me in the back of a trunk. So if you want to check that out, go check it out on my IG page. But great weekend, great people. Got a chance to talk to some great fans out there, man, that love Survivor and many of the other reality shows, and got a chance to give a bunch of autographs and pictures and stuff. Omar and Ann are the two people that put it together every year. I'd like to thank them. Hey, had a great time. Looking forward to it next year. And that's it. Now I'm back. Hey, I watched Survivor with Sandra last weekend.
Oh, I'm so jealous. That's so cool.
Sandra was out there. We was out at the table having a good time. But now we're back, in the nice episode. It started off kind of slow, and I was like, "Hey, what you doing today? What you got going on? This is Survivor again?"
You know, I was so excited going in. I said this on the pre-show if anybody was there, which we had a lot of good stuff going on in comments in the pre-show. But I was personally so stoked for this episode. I thought so many good things were going to happen. But we're going to dive into all of it. But before we move on from your celebrity weekend charity events, I just want to say, first of all, I saw that video. I was a little concerned for Abe. I was like, "Abe, you good? You need me to come down there?" But I'm glad to see that you're here with us today, safe and sound. And if you're going to be kidnapped, it might as well be by those awesome people.
Oh yeah, I mean that was Nasir's still a bad driver, but it was a great time. I never met Rupert before. I've seen him, again on Survivor, and I've never got an opportunity to meet him. And he came down this time, and we got a chance to talk. Nicest guy ever. Nicest guy ever. And we talked old Survivor. I'm really appreciative to the old Survivor players in the sense that they paved the way for us to go play.
Yes.
They were the ones that we were like, "Hey, yeah, we want to play playing." And there was a couple of iconic scenes that we discussed. It was like, "Hey, Rupert, got a question for you." And it was a funny thing because I always talk about the sanctuary, and Rupert was talking, "Hey, remember back in the days when they used to pick us up in helicopters and fly us to rewards, and we used to go into yachts?" I was like, "Yeah, that's back in the day, Rupert. Now you don't get nothing." But it was cool. Sandra is so giving. She's there. And a lot of the players that played before really come out and support the charity event, but also support us. They keep up with the season. They have their opinions of the season in the new era of Survivor. And then we kind of have our own combined thoughts. But again, they paved the way for us, and now we still got Survivor, which is great. No shame to Big Brother. I like to give a shout out to the Big Brother players. Apparently they show up deep at every event. Amazing race. They were there. The challenge folks were there. So just a great weekend, but Survivor is where I'm at home at.
Absolutely. The Survivor people definitely seem amazing. Again, no shade at the other shows. I just personally don't watch a lot of those other shows, but maybe I should get into Amazing Race and Big Brother and all that. But speaking of Survivor, we had some good stuff happen. We had, again, some ups and downs. We're going to talk about it. But we're going to start from the start. We're going to go back to when they were getting back from voting out Sophie S., which we saw go home last week. And Rizzo talks about how he's lying to everyone about how his idol is only good until final 6. It's actually only good. It's actually good until final 5 next week. Did he say that ever before, or is this the first that we're hearing of this lie?
I think it's the first I'm hearing of it. But here's the crazy part about it. I thought the Sophie vote was an excellent vote. Great blind side. Sophie was a strong player. It reminded me of Survivor, how Survivors played. Hey, sometimes you come together, sometimes you stay apart, sometimes you got your own alliance. So I thought it was a good vote. But also in the back of my mind, I'm like, who in this cast right now with these final group are you going to put on 50 that stands out to that point or that magnitude that they deserve to be on 50? So that's always, see, CBS, y'all was wrong by throwing 50 y'all out there and putting the players out there. Y'all should have just waited to release them like y'all normally do. But now we're like judging them, because I'm looking at Rizzo like, well, I'm looking at the rest of the tribe. Why haven't y'all got him out yet? When have we allowed for an idol, for as many people that went home with idols in their pockets in the last, we'll say 5 seasons? Why is Rizzo still got it?
Oh my gosh, it's so crazy. But so first of all, I mean, he did an amazing job with this lie. Again, like, I couldn't remember. I was like, did he mention that before? But we, I guess, are in agreement that we don't think that he has ever mentioned it before this episode. So good on him for that. But I was saying in the pre-show that he is just, I don't know why he's good at this, but he is just so good at veering people's attention away from him. Like, they'll be thinking about voting him out, and they'll know, like, okay, we should take a shot at him. Like, I know it's risky. Like, he has this idol. And then not only will he not get as many votes as he was going to get, he will get 0 votes. I mean, I don't know how he's doing it, but something about this guy is really convincing. So I think that part of his game I am very impressed with, even though I don't know what he's doing to be able to do it.
So you saying he's now playing $1 million game?
You know what? I think he might be the front runner. I don't know.
He playing a $250 game. He playing a $250 game, not $1 million game. $250 game is what he's currently playing, and we're gonna point it out.
$250 or $250,000?
No, $250, not $250,000. That's what he's paying right now. And I'm gonna point it out to you when we look at this episode. Nothing against the Riz, man, but just how he's playing the game of Survivor. I don't see it. I don't see where he is in any way dominating anybody else. 3 people ahead of him. I would put Savannah, Steven, Sage ahead of it right now.
Even Sage, wow. See, yeah. Sage actually went down a couple notches these past few episodes because, as we were also saying on the pre-show, I think that the Sophie vote was really bad for her game. It was really good for a lot of players' games, but it was kind of a poor move for Sage. It was a very emotional move. And for her, like, she's been trying to get Savannah out for a good reason for a long time. And then all of a sudden she is changing her mind. And then this episode, she was so in. I was like, you have the numbers with Steven's advantage. Like, with Steven's advantage, they had the numbers to get out. I'm sorry, not Savannah, to get out Rizzo or Sophie. But they were going for Sophie, who's a part of this really big power alliance in this season. And Sage, like, she was the first to be, like, she was immediately convinced. So unfortunately, I don't think that Sage has any shot of winning anymore. I really like her, and I think that she pulled off some big moves, and she's done some things that she needed to do when she needed to do it. But in terms of her being better than a lot of the other players out there, I'm not sure. Sound off in the comments, though. Let us know what you think.
That $150 game will not get you anything. Savannah won. She's won immunity, which counts. It counts in there. It counts in the overall body of your work. So after you do the merge, now say, hey, what I'm going to do for the manager of the jury. Also, what am I going to do to try to go ahead and curry votes on my own actions? Was that Ollie?
That was Ollie. Yeah, I just thought I'd throw that out there because he was agreeing with what you said earlier. I wasn't going to throw it in until later.
Yeah, I mean, but you got to think about it. What has Rizzo done as far as or not. He's been there, but he hasn't. To me, him and Sophie playing the same game. I can't differentiate between him and Sophie except that Sophie has an advantage, Rizzo got an advantage. But neither one of them are using their advantage, and neither one of them are dictating, okay, who's gonna get voted out. Because Jawan's vote out wasn't Sophie or Rizzo. It was Sophie's out there. So the other Sophie. Yeah. So the other Sophie was like, hey, I want to get Jawan out. She manipulated that. So, and who was before Jawan?
Oh gosh. Not I can't even remember.
Alex. It wasn't Alex.
It wasn't Alex. It was no, MC was before Alex.
Yeah, MC was before Alex.
Who are we missing?
Nate, we got Nate out there, we got MC out there, we got Alex out there, we got Jawan out there, and now we got Sophie.
Yes, I think, is that it? That's it. I think, right? Yeah.
So where was he actually the instrumental part of making those selection, or was he just a part of the conversation? So if you're a part of the conversation, no problem. Now, what can I use to differentiate between who actually owns the ability to control the game? Well, when an immunity wins the game, and for whatever reason, Rizzo is not a good. He's not a good player in any immunities.
No, he's not.
None.
That's
I'm
true.
like, I'm not really sure if he's an immunity person at all, but he has not won nor looked like he's competitive in any of the challenges. It's almost like he's just kind of strolling.
Yeah, I feel bad. You know, I was actually surprised by that too, because he's this young guy. He looks like he's, you know, in decent shape, and he's out there coming in last for most of these things. And maybe it's because he feels safe and he's like, I don't really need to try. So why paint myself as somebody that's like really in it as, you know, a challenge person? Because that can put a target on your back. So I don't know if he's like really underselling himself or something, but yeah, he's definitely not close at winning any of the immunity challenges. What I do think is different about Rizzo's game versus, you said like he's comparable to Sophie B. What I think is a little bit better about Rizzo's game, unfortunately, everybody here knows I'm obsessed with Sophie B. I would love to see her win, but she had this advantage, and I loved the fact that she hadn't told anybody up until this episode. I thought it was brilliant for her to keep it in her pocket.
Oh yeah.
I thought with all this buildup that she was going to use it in this like groundbreaking way, and finally we would see a knowledge is power used correctly. But unfortunately, as happened, like we've seen this happen with all knowledge is powers so far that have ever existed, she unfortunately looked like an idiot when she tried to play it. And there's no getting around that. Like anytime somebody plays it or tries to play it and plays it incorrectly, they don't look good. So Rizzo has been like using this idol to like inflict fear on people to try to get them not to vote for him. And for him, that's worked. And I think that that's a huge part of his gameplay. And I think that now he gets to use the idol on himself after getting through all of these votes, where he originally was on the chopping block for at least a few of them.
Oh yeah. So when you can't get the top, you always get the second. So who would have been? Savannah would have been a good choice to get out, because Savannah was definitely his second. Anybody that was in his alliance would have been a good choice to get out long before now. But now you waited to the end.
Yeah.
So we got 2 more vote outs. We got 5 left. Yeah, 2 more vote outs.
Well, 1 more vote out, and then final 4 fire. Yeah.
Fire. So 1 more vote out. If I had to choose right now, Christine would definitely be sitting next to me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Christine would definitely be sitting next to me. So who else do we predict will have to go? That Sophie can sit next to anybody. She can sit next to Christine, but whoever the other person is, that person got her.
I think what happens is, so this is getting a little ahead, but while we're on the topic, this is a fun conversation. Like, let's do it. Okay, so this is a fun combo. So getting into, I guess, like some of the final 4 prediction kind of things. I think, so we have the finale of the final 5. I think there's a good chance that we see Savannah win immunity again, which would, first of all, get her into that top tier female challenge beast category, which would be awesome. But I think that, let's say she wins again, I think there's a good chance that she puts, I'm sorry. So she wins, and who does she vote out? Who do we think she'll vote out if she wins immunity?
I don't think she really has to worry about anybody. So if you're going to vote out anybody, I'll just vote out. Well, if I'm going to lessen the problems at tribal council, that last one, I would vote out either Rizzo or Sophie. Christine coming regardless. I don't care who doing what. Christine, no shade towards you. You're coming.
Yeah.
Now I got to pick between the people that I work with and say, okay, which one I want to vote out. Because here's the thing about it is, who can I sit next to now? That's where you at now. We're at the point now where who can I sit next to and convince the jury that I played a great game? He said, book your tickets.
Zan is winning. I think I'm gonna go ahead and agree with that, even though Zanz is saying that Sophie wins easy. I want to believe that that's true, but with her incorrect usage of knowledge is power, I don't think that that's the case. Sorry, Abe. I thought I'd put those comments up while you were giving your prediction.
Look, Sophie, as far as how it turned out, we'll get to it. I still enjoyed it. No matter how it turned out, I thought it was an enjoyable part of the the thing. Now, the challenges are becoming more endurance challenges as they get more times of not eating. So I like to switch over. When you win an immunity award that has food, it's important now because I'm like, hey, them endurance challenges ain't no joke. They looking brutal too.
Oh my God, yeah. No, it's crazy. Well, let's get to our final 5 like vote out predictions a little bit later, but I'm glad that we got to kind of like talk through some of that first to give people a preview of kind of like where we're thinking. But so in this like beginning of the episode, so we're backtracking a little bit. I know we started talking about some other stuff that happened, but one thing I wanted to mention is Sophie whispers to Christina that she wants to make a big move and she knows it's time to make a big move. So this is like when it's raining early on in the episode. And one thing that kind of like stood out to me is maybe something that's a little more, it's harder to pick up on, I feel like, and maybe I'm reading this a little bit wrong, but I feel like a player like Christina, and this is what we saw from Christina this episode, I feel like she's aware of the fact that her chances of winning are slim at this point, unfortunately. I mean, we all love Christina. She has a shining personality, but let's face it, like she's probably not going to be winning. And it seems like she's starting to recognize that, similar to how we saw maybe like Mitch start to recognize that last season. And he was like not really making the big moves that he should have probably made, things like that. So does she at this point just want it to not be Savannah? And do we see that kind of happen, like a similar narrative, like from season to season, that like when players get down to the final 6, final 5, and you are in Christina's shoes, is that a player that recognizes that like I might be like kind of dragged to the end, and therefore like I know my only chance right now is to get out the players that A, are big threats, and B, that I don't even really want to win $1 million in the first place?
Let me tell you something, Tour. If it was me and you out there on the island, this is what I'm going to do. And you were playing the character of Tori / Savannah.
Okay.
I'm super shading you because I already like, look, I'm not gonna win. I'm like, hey, I'm not gonna win, but I also want to solidify that I'm being that third seat. I want to be able to say a couple of words, but at the end of the day, I don't want to see you in the seat. So I'm gonna do whatever it takes to keep you from getting in that seat. So whoever I need to talk to, and here's the thing about it is, if you first or you first, you're gonna finish somewhere on Survivor regardless. There's nothing you can do about it. At some point, you just got to play the game or play the hand that's being dealt to you. Christine, you played an excellent game. Outplayed a bunch of folks. And you wasn't just there. You actually played some things. But somebody got to come in third. Somebody got to come in second, and somebody's going to win. Now, if I'm a little salty, which she's already said, she ain't said she was salty, but she already said, Savannah, you ain't my cup of tea.
Right.
So we already know that that's already a fact. But we also know Savannah can beat Christine, can beat her. So at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, I don't need a person that I got to argue with the jury on about what I did. Christine, we ain't got to argue that long. So you definitely coming. So I want to get with Christine. The question is, if Savannah doesn't win immunity, does she get put on fire or does she get voted out? Because if she votes out now, everything it's going to spiral and change. Right now, we're focusing on, okay, because Savannah looking strong. She looking strong in these challenges. I'm
really
like, I'm like, okay. And we get to the challenge where we see everybody performing the challenges. And now everybody knows the most important thing is one, food, and that immunity idol. So yeah, I'm stage you out hard. Hey, look, I'm gonna be campaigning. Here's the thing about it is, when Sophie said to Christina, hey, I want to make a big move, I was applauding. I was like, oh, about time.
Yeah.
You got the knowledge is power. You got an opportunity to play. And that would have solidified her at least a chance at $1 million. A chance at $1 million. Because now you pulled off a move that nobody else did. I wouldn't have told anybody. You had the knowledge is power. You should have used it. Took Steven's thing, called it a day, and no, I wouldn't have took Steven nothing. I'd have took Rizzo.
There you go. Yep.
Rizzo's.
Yep.
And I'd have been like, hey, let's see what and when I was like, hey, let's see what these chips fall. So I thought she was about to have an episode where she actually made that power move at the right time. So she had an opportunity to win $1 million. But we go into that challenge. And we looking at him like, okay, who about to do this challenge? First of all, y'all got a high step, y'all got to pull some ropes out. And I'm like, who's last?
Yeah.
Who's last in that challenge? Who's last to finish?
Who was last to finish? Are you
man.
asking me?
Who was that talking about? No, she didn't listen to her nana at all. No, not one bit. I don't even know why they put that clip in there because that advice did not resonate.
Oh, I know. Her nana is probably shaking her head right now.
Nana saying,
But I believe Rizzo came in last. Yeah.
You know what? It's not that he came in last so much as how they just showed him coming in last.
Yeah.
Editing don't do you no favor sometimes.
He was having a tough time with those ropes. But it's like I was saying earlier, I kind of feel like I don't think that he's playing poorly at the challenges necessarily on purpose. I just don't think he's trying super hard because he knows that he's a threat because he has this idol and because he's kind of like pulling off these big moves. So I wonder if he's just almost like not really caring about the challenges, because if he shows that he's a little bit better at challenges than he is and he's actually like in it in a sense, I feel like players would really be targeting him. So if that's what he's doing, good on him, and that's a strategy. If he is truly this bad at challenges, that's a bummer, but he's made it this far being bad at challenges. So that's good.
I mean, you can not we've seen winners, Sandra being one of them. You can be a winner in Survivor and not do it good in challenges.
Oh yeah.
But right now in the new era of 26 days, you need to get in the challenges. So it just looked like he just like, I'm just going to try to go through it. It's not, I don't really want to win, which in a way it is a good strategy because now it puts the weight on everybody else to do everything.
Yeah.
So and we see that.
He's smart, yeah.
Because I think he threw it one time and you can't be that anyway.
Well, I mean, Christina too, no offense, but like she like threw it behind.
Threw it backwards.
Okay.
That was just a timing thing. Come on, let's stop playing. That was just like, I
don't know. But
with both hands. She threw it behind her with both hands.
I think that she came closer than Rizzo did to actually winning this thing. And it was just one bad throw.
Yeah, I mean, and we see where Savannah comes in. She's there. Again, it's just a matter of can you figure out how to get it up there and land on top. Steven was almost in there. I don't know if Sage was in there.
Oh, yeah. I thought Steven was going to win this one.
Yeah.
They were all kind of in it at one point. Like at one point or another, they all came close to landing that bag. And that looked hard. I mean, that bag was like a perfect circle that was like rolling off of the edge. Like it was hard, I think, to land it.
Yeah, you gotta take the food away and you gotta be able to throw it up there in the right spot where it just basically drops up there.
Yeah.
So, and again, that's just timing, food, and it's a lot of stuff people don't see on that 90-minute episode that goes in to try to, and we don't know how long they were there. It seemed like it's really short, but sometimes it's really long, and it'd be like, okay, you see the end results, but we see Savannah win. Okay.
Yeah, so Savannah wins this challenge, and I liked this challenge. I thought it was entertaining. Again, it was anybody's game. And okay, so Savannah is told that she gets to pick 3 people for reward. I'm sorry, 2 people. So 3 people total are going on reward. So Jeff says she gets to pick 2 other people. I'm kind of stealing this question from The Pod Has Spoken, but I think that this is a really interesting question that I wanted to ask you about, especially since you played Survivor. You win this challenge, let's say. You're in Savannah's shoes. You have landed the bag. You're told that you get to pick 2 other people. Do you like being told, do you like the winner of the challenge being told that they get to pick a certain number of people? Or should they start doing it a different way? And if so, what's the way that they should start doing it? Just to stir things up, maybe.
Well, I think here's the thing about it is, are you trying to win the game of Survivor? I was coming down. You have an opportunity now to either set in motion a way to win Survivor, either through breaking the players up, because they let all 3 of those players go back to the tribe together. In previous seasons, they've broken that up. Hey, I would have brought Christine. I'll be like, hey, Christine, you'll come with me. And that way you break up that opportunity to talk. That's what you normally do in Survivor. You try to keep that fuel going and say, hey, we can still win. If not, if I'm going to play it a different way, there's no way to say, hey, who can I bring? You're going to still bring it. All the only thing that's different is you can bring more people. Outside of that, there's no changing in how that works. The goal to me is you bring the people that's going to help you win the $1 million. And sometimes that's not the people that you are got an alliance with. And they should understand that. So I wouldn't have brought Sophie. I would have switched her out with Christine or who's that? Yeah, Christine. But again, if you listen to the conversation in the house, like Rizzo was selected, it's from the conversations they had back at camp about his family and him not eating and stuff like that, and the letters. So the letters also play a part in who would get benefit out these letters or the emotional attachment we have with each other as we play. Me, I'm cutting your throat. You ain't getting nothing to eat. I'm going to get somebody else that I know was going to set up a game plan, which they did. Steven, Christine, and Sage set a game plan up, and they executed a game plan from the fact that they sitting back at the tribe by themselves. I like to give a shout out to the rain. I love it when it rains on Survivor, so I like to give a shout out to the rain. I wish it was storming, but again, that's me because y'all in the woods. But here's the thing: there's really no other way to play that particular immunity challenge at this time in the game where you could get the maximum bang for your buck. Early in the game, I would put some hidden immunity thing there that you could get in the food like they used to do. But we're too late in the game now. This is the critical part now. So I keep it away. I like the way it was played. I don't like who she picked in the strategy part of it, because sometimes you be overconfident and that's when you get voted out. So, but it worked out. You know, she took Rizzo,
and they still got Christina and Sage to vote with them. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you on most of that. I do think that there could have been some more strategy involved, but also like it's very obvious. Like,
hold up, Tori. So let's take Savannah out. Let's put you in Survivor. You there now? You got that same group. Who you taking?
Ooh, okay. So I'm Savannah. So that means
no, Savannah's gone. Savannah's gone.
Savannah's out. Oh, so it's me and I like. So who am I working with though? Am I?
Still you working Rizzo and you working with Sophie?
Okay. So I do think that ooh, this is tough.
Oh, what you gonna do?
So I have two options basically, and sound off in the comments which of these two options that you think would be better. But my first instinct would be to take my number one ally, because there is a level of like, okay, like let's see her do like one thing that's obvious, and players are like, okay, like we understand because we expect that. And Rizzo and Savannah, there's no secret that they've been together and on the same tribe since day one. So if I'm working with Rizzo, I am taking Rizzo. And then I do think that it would be a shock for people if I would pick Christina, because like Christina and Savannah both openly said, and so if I'm in Savannah's shoes, I'm like, Christina and I are openly hating each other. But I'm picking maybe Christina so that I can be like, look, nobody would see this coming. Like nobody would expect us to work together. So let's make a big move together that none of the people that you seemingly are working with would ever see.
You know what's crazy is Savannah still got what she wanted at the end, and Christina still ain't getting to eat.
That's so true.
Think about it.
God, it's so sad, honestly. But my second option would be just to like completely pick two people that I'm not working with, so not even take my number one ally, because the hope would be that my two allies back at camp that I didn't choose would know that I'm still loyal to them, even though I didn't give them an amazing reward. Like I'm still going to be working with them, and hopefully they know that and their relationship is solidified enough. So if I'm in that those shoes, I'm maybe taking Sage and Christina, who I think I could like get to flip with me, because they've been kind of, well, especially Sage has been like flip-flopping the whole time.
Here's the thing about it. The only thing that you're missing from the equation is the emotional connection that you've established over the last 22 days. That's the big factor in there. How much have we shared amongst each other? How much do we need to talk about things? And how much will the person that gets left out understand that, hey, this is strategy, not personal? So I'm taking Christine and I'm taking Rizzo if he's my number one.
Okay.
That's what I'm taking.
I like it. So you like my option number one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm thinking the emotional part that develops in the players. That's why here's the part about it. That's why we got players that still come together now. Like we all see each other and be happy to see each other. Some of us ain't happy to see each other, but that's ain't gonna do me. But we developed that connection while we were on the island playing the game, or we developed it after the game. So you got to put that in there. That's like the third equation to what decision you're going to make. But ultimately, I'm trying to get to $1 million. So I need to make sure I break up anything that might happen back at Tribal and give the people back at Tribal, hey man, she might have turned on us. Throw that light on her. She might have turned on us. I don't know. Christine, you might have got them tacos and you was uno, dos, tres. You got the tres and you'd have been out there trying to turn tricks on us. And I'd be like, I had to get you. So I think it helps you to get to $1 million better if you kind of plan that out. But we see Savannah wins.
Yeah.
They get them tacos. Future Survivor players, watch out for tacos. If you can, make it to the end with any kind of food, but other than tacos.
That'd be rough, but also very tempting because tacos are delicious.
The tacos are delicious, but tacos are delicious when you're at home.
Yes. Duly noted. When I'm out there playing Survivor, I will be. And I will think about this conversation.
You're gonna eat them tacos and I'm gonna be texting you. Then I tell you I eat them tacos.
I'll come up to that text. I'll be like, dang it. I wasn't careful about the tacos.
I told you not to eat them tacos. We're gonna be clowning. I'll be like, hey, told you not to eat them tacos.
It's so funny. What did you think about the juxtaposition between like the people that were at Reward enjoying these amazing margaritas, all these great tacos, which maybe they paid the price later on, like you're saying, for the tacos, all these letters from home, comfort, like this is an amazing reward. And then they kept cutting back to camp, showing all of the people in the non-power alliance, I guess we'll say, they're plotting against these people. Like, what did you think of that? Like, did you know that the people back at camp were going to be wrong, or that plan wasn't going to work, or like, what were you thinking during this whole time?
Well, here's the thing about it is, I thought it was great, man. They were back there actually putting together a course of action to get somebody voted out. But here's the crazy part about it is, which I was thinking, I was like, okay, Riz already know you got something. You don't know that Sophie has knowledge is power. I wouldn't keep it on me. So as they went through and Sophie them came up with their plan to take whatever Steve had already come up with a plan that I got to give editing credit where credit is due. They never showed that he gave it away.
Yeah.
Oh, or did he play that? Well, yeah, they never showed that he gave it away. He had to play it at camp.
Steven, well, he had to play it before they went to tribal. So
so he didn't have a chance to get it.
They showed his confessional being like, yeah, I just submitted whatever my vote block against Savannah.
You know what? And I like that. I like that she wouldn't have gotten an opportunity to take it and change how that could be played. So I like that. And I like the way they played it. I think they came up with a great idea. Now, here's the thing. Sometimes you get a little too frosty. You won't jump in Survivor. Because you get caught up with, okay, who can I sit next to and who can I beat? I don't see Steven. Steven has how many challenges? One challenge?
I think Steven's won 2 challenges.
2 challenges.
Yeah.
So it's been kind of spread out. Sophie, Steven, Savannah. Me, I'd have been more afraid of Savannah than I would have been of Steven.
Oh, yeah.
So
absolutely.
that means we still got 2 more challenges. Okay. Out of who's left, we'll get back to that. I'm going to circle back around. Pew. But yeah, I think it was good. It was great to see people strategizing, looking at what course of action, and then having backup plans. Because it's like, okay, well, if we don't win immunity, whoever didn't win immunity on the other side was going to be on the chopping block. And I was like, okay, good idea. Okay, Steven, great idea to play your block of vote. Oh, great moves. Oh, you know what? He did say that Christine was a sloppy Survivor player.
Yeah.
And like spaghetti on a plate. That was really, it was kind of funny. And it is. You got some players that they do unintentional things, not as people, but as players of the game. And it's unintentional, but it's almost to the point it could be detrimental. What they say and how they say it or how you act, because everybody's hyper touchy. You try to win $1 million and you can kind of see the $1 million now. You can start in your mind, you start talking, man, you know what? Me and the family, this is what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. Because you're getting close to it. This is not 18 players and it's player number 15. No. We down to 5 and 6, 4 and 5. You make it past the next thing. Oh, you really can. I might be in a life-changing situation right now. So That's going to factor in. So we get a little nervous, we get a little jittery. And I think that's what's happening right now is plan laid out. Now can we execute?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I agree. I liked seeing people actually, thinking things through, thinking about options, like figuring out how they're going to play these advantages. Something told me in that moment though, that like the group back at camp, like things were not going to go their way. Like part of me was like, oh, are they editing it this way? To show like how cocky Rizzo and them are being, and then it's gonna like the rug's gonna be pulled out from underneath them. But then I'm like, no, like I feel like he's gonna get away with another thing, and he did. And
Well, I didn't think it was gonna work.
How Sage and Christina were actually convinced to vote his way. Well, I keep saying Rizzo's way, but their way.
Yeah, I thought once Sophie showed him that she had knowledge of power, I said, oh, she's either going to go one or two ways. I was like, we about to see an epic move made on Survivor this season, or we about to see Steven go home because she's going to take his and they're going to vote him out. So those are the only two ways for me that I felt like she could play it once she shared it. So I was like, okay, we either about to see epic move or complete blunder. So, and then we get down to now. I like to give a shout out to them rats because I think they might be real.
To the rats,
the rats probably real on Survivor this
yeah,
season.
Absolutely. I've heard so many stories about rats fighting, and you can probably attest to that. Like
we have birds.
Oh, you had birds. Oh, that's even worse. So, I'd rather have the rats.
Well, the birds come in like when you get fired, you can see them. Here's the thing: there are 150 islands that make up the Fijian Islands, but no tribe is on the same island when you start. So there are 3 different islands that we're on. I don't know if they switch them around basically because of coconuts and stuff like that. And each season they kind of move to a different island because they have something that grows or whatever. Not sure, but I don't know which island. We didn't have rats. We had a bird or birds. Nocturnal birds only came out at night.
I would hate that. That would be terrible. But either way, I mean, rats or birds, not ideal. I think we can all agree on that. But
hold on a sec. And for y'all folks thinking about sleeping on the beach when y'all go on Survivor, there are things that are out there crawling too.
Oh God.
Look,
I wouldn't be super excited about that. But as Steven said, as a person that would like to go on Survivor, like part of me kind of wants that like suffering. I feel like it kind of, like Steven was saying, builds character, kind of brings people together. I mean, I'm saying this now as a person that's not sleeping in those conditions, but part of me would actually kind of want that, I think.
If you that close to $1 million, you'll sleep where you can. You don't care. You'll sleep leaned up against a tree if you wanted to. I mean, you on Survivor. You living out your dreams. You ain't worrying about some rat, even though one of them almost hit Sage. You ain't worrying about that. It ain't hit you. It almost got Sage. So
but
at the end of the day,
also almost got $1 million.
Yeah, I mean, look, I had on a full jacket. We took the buff and put over our face. We were building the shelter and it was ants crawling on the shelter. I'm like, they ain't going nowhere. We just ain't gonna be able to see them at night. So
oh my gosh.
And some bite you, you be like,
stuff is out there. It's so crazy.
You in the jungle of Fiji.
Well, okay, so the people get back from reward, right? And Rizzo and Steven go on a little walk. And I think they both do a good job of like selling each other's stories, like what was talked about back at camp. Do you agree? Like, I think they both like kept it pretty casual.
I mean, it's almost like, okay, Rizzo, Steven has something. You just don't know what it is. So you're trying to say you can predict what you think it is, which you predicted wrong anyway. And it's like, okay, you want to predict what he got. You're playing a game within your own self game. Yes, I know that you probably have the Steeler vote, and I know that you want to play it on somebody. Yeah, he got something. We already know that. The viewers know he has something. You're not gonna. He didn't tell you the first time you asked him. He's not gonna tell you this time what he has. So it's not that you're giving us such a picture into what Steven has, as though Steven already know that you have the immunity idol. Everybody knows you got the immunity idol. Yeah. So to me, both conversations were a washout. What did we both learn? Nothing.
Right.
Both of y'all got something. We already knew that. So to me, it was just like, okay, we just walking so we can talk. Now, when they got to the part about, well, who we think voting out? Now it's like, okay, do I Sophie is a good name to throw out there because, she could be a vote. It's 6 players. 3-3. So if somebody doesn't have anything, and this is where I think the only time I've looked at this new era where they had enough stuff where it balanced out itself. If played properly, it could have made a great tribal council. And I'm
Oh,
not saying they had a bad tribal council. It was enough stuff, and I like the fact that Sophie didn't share early on that it made it so interesting that okay, well, this could go some different ways. It could come out some ways. Somebody could be a superstar on this. This could change the whole direction of the game. So that conversation, I was like, well, okay. Christina already don't like Savannah, so there ain't no conversation. Sage, on the other hand, her conversations and confessionals was a little shaky. That and when I'd have been like, if you feel in the game of Survivor, you feel like something's off, it's off.
Everybody always says that. I feel like you have so few things out there, and one of the things that you can probably trust the most is your own intuition. Like if you're feeling like somebody's being shady or something's like not gonna go the way that people say it's gonna go, like I feel like I have to trust that. You know what I mean? So
yeah, because the best laid out plan is not a real good plan until it's executed and actually come to fruition. So when you got a good plan, don't mean it's gonna work. Not on Survivor.
Yeah, I mean, totally. There were so many conversations going on back at camp, kind of like before and after the immunity challenge. But let's get to the immunity challenge. How did you like this challenge? So they were balancing the ball underneath their feet. They said that they did it in 45, but they've also done like similar challenges in the past. What comes to mind, I think Tina and some other people did the challenge where they had to balance like a dish. I can't remember like what type of dish, but they had to like balance that underneath the little platform, and once it fell off and broke, then you were out. So there have been versions of this in the past, but what did you think?
Let me call www.suffering because I love to see suffering in Survivor. I love to see it.
Love it.
You're competing for $1 million and y'all the last 6 players. Let's get some suffering on.
Absolutely.
Now, I don't know the weight of looking at it. If there's enough force being pushed to the back against your foot so it doesn't feel like you're carrying the weight of your foot standing up there. Because that kind of, to me, leans to more in the favor of Savannah, a little smaller frame. And if the ball is weighted enough, it helps her keep that balance for a certain amount of time. Because we also saw she struggled at the end. What was a telltale? Oh, I knew it was going to be 2 or 3 people drop out automatically. So that wasn't nothing new. Rizzo dropped. He was gone. I'm out of there. Christine, she had a good speech about trying to hang on, and she was out of there. So that wasn't new. None personal, Christine. I look forward to meeting you. Who was next? Christine. Was Rizzo first or second?
I think he
Rizzo
was.
He was first. He was at first because at least Christine had a conversation. Christine, then who we have next? Oh, Steven. So Steven was the last one to go. So now you have the duel between. No, I'm missing somebody. You got the duel between Steven.
Sophie was out.
Sophie was out.
Or maybe after Steven. I can't remember. But either way, they were like back to back.
No, she was first. She was before Steven because Steven was in there. They was all gone. So I already knew that they were going to be gone. So now we got to say, okay, it always looked like you got the same 3 people competing against for immunity. So, okay, we got Sophie. We got Savannah. We got Sophie, which I haven't seen her compete. I've seen her compete, but not to this level in a challenge. And you got Steven. And you got to hold your foot up trying to balance the ball. Oh, the pain that would have been in my hip joint. Oh, get my hip right. Get my hip right. Hip would have been killing me. I'd have been like, oh no, I can't do this. So I don't know how much weight was pressing back. But we see Steven drop out, and then we see Sophie, which I was about to give her that. I was like, oh, she about to do what Gabler did. Gabler dug deep. He was out there chanting names, pulling family members out. I said, okay, that's
so great. I loved that. And he was like giving so many shout outs to his fellow like veterans. I thought that was so cute.
Man, Gabler, if you're watching this, he's always the man. And I said, oh, Sophie got the chant. Oh, she winning. They when you do the chant, usually you get the W. But then she did something that I thought was kind of odd, which would have gave me pause if I was sitting on the bench and I was Steven and I was listening. She's like, hey, I can get you through this. Well, how you going to get me through this?
Yeah.
Savannah? Hold up. How you going to get Savannah through it? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
No, I was thinking the same thing. So actually, a question that I had for you is related to this. So I'm curious what you're going to say. So you're Sage, and you really want to win this challenge, and you know that you're standing next to a challenge beast. what are you saying to Savannah to try to convince her to drop?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Savannah already knows. Look, Savannah said, I need this too. Because Savannah's also, you look here. Once you start feeling like you safe in Survivor, that's when they get you.
Oh my gosh.
So-
You wouldn't start like talking shit, like, oh, you don't got this or something.
That pain in my hip say no.
Oh my God, what? See,
Like-
I feel like I would be like trash talking her,
No.
kind of. Or
You
like
be trying to
maybe
concentrate.
not being too mean, but I feel like I'm trying to like make her less confident in a certain way. Like maybe
Did you see-
more like what Savannah was doing that one challenge where she's like, I'm not dropping. If I'm Sage, I'm trying everything I can to lower her confidence so that she feels a little less comfortable up there. That's what I'm doing.
Tori, did you look over there and see at her pose? She was chilling. She was like, this ain't even bothering me.
But
I'd have
that's
been.
why I'm trying to lower her confidence.
No,
I want her to not
she-
feel good up there.
She was statuesque. She had the pose down, everything else. I was like, she must did Pilates because she was when they went past 35 minutes and set the new record for Survivor. I was like, first of all, my hip. I mean, holding your foot up like that is like, okay, what is she doing? So, like I said, you might be able to lean back a little bit or something, but I don't know. But Savannah being a little more statuesque and taller, yeah. When she started chanting, hey, you ain't thinking what you gonna say? You can't chant and talk shit at the same time. You got to focus on what's gonna get you through. And Savannah said no, because she started talking.
I think
They talked at first.
Sage was the one.
Well,
saying.
Sage was chanting, but they were talking at first, but then Sage went to chanting. She was like, I got to chant. I can't mess with you right now. Because now you need your own concentration. But I would have took note of, hey, I can get you through this. I need this win. And I'm like, I wouldn't. We haven't voted on the same side. We haven't been in the same conversation. You're not in my alliance. What makes you think in any world I'm gonna get this up to you?
Yeah, that was the wrong thing for her to say. Like that's not going to convince her to not try her best in the challenge. I was thinking the same exact thing. I was like, okay, like this girl has no idea what she should have done if she was going to say that and use it for her argument. She should have been like, I have something that I can use to benefit you. Like she didn't have to say what it was, but maybe that would intrigue Savannah a little bit. So maybe like if she was going to go that route, she could have said that. I still don't know if it would have like fully convinced Savannah because she's such a gamer, but yeah, that could have been a better way.
And then we go on to see Savannah winning.
Yes.
She did have a little bit. She did. I mean, the ball did move a little bit, but her just inner forces or whatever it is gets her through challenges. And them endurance challenges, she's killing them. So if there's another endurance challenge, there's a good chance that she can win. So yeah. I would have took that in the back of my mind and said, okay, well, there's another challenge right here. Who came in there? Now, Sage came in second. Steven was out.
Yes.
Which makes it crazy on how Steven became the victim of this episode. But okay. So we see Savannah, she wins. And it's funny because she didn't go up to Sage. Because I'm going back when Sage told I can't remember who they voted out. Say, hey, when I shake your hand, I want it to be for real. I don't want it to be fake. So again, sometimes people need a moment, and Jeff understands that too. You're in a sizable amount of stiff pain. He said, well, get over here when you can, because you're not moving fast because you've been standing in that position. So everybody understands. We see Savannah gets the necklace again. Now we know the only options available to us is Sophie.
Yes, that is, I was so scared that Sophie was going to go home. But before we talk about that and how anxious I was for this whole part of the episode, we are going to take a quick ad break. So when we come back, we will discuss what went down at Tribal Council and right before.
Hey, you. Yeah, I'm talking to you. No, not them. I'm talking straight to you. Are you interested in even more Survivor content? Make sure to check out Survivor Now's Patreon page. We've got some incredible stuff going on over there, like an exclusive interview with the Dragon Slayer, Coach. Can you believe it? As well as many seasons that we revisit. So much bonus content from. Either be a faithful member for $3 a month or be a legend for $5 a month. There's also a 1-week free trial for the Legend tier if you're interested. So what are you waiting for? Go to the link in the description below and join our Patreon today. I better see you there. All right, let's go back to the show.
Well, I like that little cartoon.
I know, it's cute, right? It's like a funny little voice, but I always like it. And everyone, our Patreon is probably going to get some cool new stuff up in the off season right before Survivor 50. So stay tuned for some announcements about that, as well as just like the other stuff that we're going to have in our off season. We've got some really fun stuff planned. But
We did get a lot of commitment to Survivor players to come on to the different platforms coming up here, going into 50, on 50. So we're going to get that underway and get them scheduled as we start the next season, as we start to wrap up this season. So a lot of people were like, yeah, I'll come on the podcast. Yeah. Hey, I saw TK.
oh yeah, TK rocks.
I saw TK. First time I met him. So talk to people is like, hey, can you come on? It was like, oh yeah, just let me know. So we're gonna get that set up. Me and Bruce were doing our job. Kara, she was there doing her job as well. She was out there at the in Orlando. So we got some people. Got Alex for her episode for Survivor Social. So Alex must have just got home because I just saw him. He just texted me about something today. So we had a couple of delays, but we're gonna have some great people. Rupert will be on next season.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, to have Rupert on the podcast, that would be amazing. You guys would love to see that, I'm sure. And I would love to talk to him. So.
We're going to get some of the veteran players back to get their feelings on how and what they think about 50 going into it. So definitely lock in for next season. We're going to have some great things coming that came out of this weekend for the charity event that's going to, be on our podcast. Get them and see them here.
Yes, guys, it's going to be so much fun. But we can't get too ahead of ourselves because before we get to the fun off season and before we get to Survivor 50, we are moving into the very end of Survivor 49. So obviously we talked about how Savannah won immunity. The rest of the tribe is trying to figure out what to do. It seemed like, I don't know, like Steven's plan might work to get out Sophie and to cut that trio off. To get rid of like the third person in their trio. What did you think about, like, if you're in Sage's or Christina's shoes, like, what do you think their reasoning was that convinced them that Steven was the better vote?
Let me put it this way. If you get down that close, I'm a ride or die with the folks that's there. Because I have nothing to gain with a different group now.
So you're saying if you're in their shoes, so if you're Christina or Sage, you're ride or dying with Steven because those are people.
Because here's the thing about it is, look at the math. If you jump from Steven, you go to the bottom of their group. You don't go to the top. You don't go to the middle. You go to the bottom. Mm-hmm. So why would we got a 3-3 split. Why would I go to the bottom of somebody else's group? I might as well go ahead. I'm a competitor. I'm going to battle it out with my group. And if we got the upper hand, block a vote, and we can get one of their votes out. Now we can control the rest of the game.
Yeah.
So now if I can't beat you, I don't get to win. I don't get it. So at the end of the day, guess what? I can't beat you.
Right.
So I don't win. So that outwit, outplay, outlast. But now you're at the bottom. So now we see a situation where it was a good laid out plan and it had a lot of sparks. Because now we're saying, oh, the steal a vote. Because somewhere in there, I missed that here. I remember when he played it. But then he got to play it before. So that's played. So we know we got 1 vote block. So now you have 3 votes to 2 to do whatever you want to do with it. Now, what I didn't realize is Rizzo playing the immunity idol, which I will talk about that when they get to travel.
Yes.
So good laid out plan. But why would I put myself at the bottom of somebody else's alliance when I could be the ruling alliance?
Yeah. Well, and here's what I didn't understand quite. Yes, Steven is a threat, but you're working with him. And if you've been kind of like with Steven and Sage, or if I'm Sage, then, Christina and Steven, whatever. If you've been working with these people, kind of like, okay, yes, Steven is a threat, but so are these other 3. And they've been a power trio this whole time. And they have probably just as much, if not more, on their resume as Steven does. So why not get rid of somebody from that power trio, That's number one. But number two, it's like, okay, if you know that there are power players left in the game and one of those power players is in your core alliance and you can make a plan that works, wouldn't you rather go further with people that you actually like and have been working with? And wouldn't you be more proud, even if you're going to lose to somebody that, you know, you were working with and you can feel proud of actually winning? Not saying that, you know, somebody in that Steve and Christina Sage trio, not saying that they won't be happy for somebody else, but they clearly like Steven. Like, they're friends with him. So don't you want at least like to the end? You know what I mean? That's more of like a personal thing, I guess. And you don't want the game to feel too personal, I suppose. But that was just like kind of
look, that petty personal game is gonna get real petty and personal at the end. Because now Steven goes back. So I ain't gonna lie, I'm petty too. Hey, Sage wouldn't get my vote.
Oh no, I don't think Sage's winning.
Hey, Sage or Christine, if either one of them are sitting there, neither one of them gets to vote. I'm petty.
No. I think there's a shot that if Sage is sitting at the end, she gets a vote from Jawan, but that's about it. And Christina, I don't know that she gets a vote from anyone. Maybe somebody from her old Hina that maybe they don't feel super tied to any of the other players that are sitting at the end, or they're maybe feeling salty towards the other players that are sitting at the end. But best case scenario, if one of them is sitting at the end, they each maybe get one vote, if any.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing about it is you get to the point in this game of Survivor. I mean, look, your best chance to get close to $1 million is to take somebody that can either beat you or beat somebody else and you beat them. Yes. And Sage, you haven't shown any challenges where you can beat Savannah. So Steven showed that, hey, I can beat Savannah. Because really there was only 3 people that was running challenges: Sophie, Steve, and Savannah.
Yeah.
Who else has won any challenges? So I don't even know how they say who's the challenge beast or not, because they all basically won a lot of good challenges. So at the end of the day, I'm not gonna put myself at the bottom of a 3 that I wasn't a part of. So I'm not doing that. And if y'all got me, I'm not voting for y'all for the $1 million. So y'all looking for second and third messing with me.
Yeah.
But we see where they go to tribal council, which I thought this tribal council was really good. I thought it was really good, really exciting, because for me, it was like, okay, you build up that whole suspense. Jeff, does anybody have anything? It's almost like they turn the music down in the background. Does anybody have anything? And then we pause. We're sitting there like, is somebody gonna say something? Then we get Sophie that says, hey, I have something. I'm like, man, okay, now let's get this fireworks started.
I was like, here we go. I was sure that she was gonna get Rizzo's idol. I was positive.
Even the way she said it. Because here's the crazy part. Again, players at home, understand this. The part that you don't see is the relationships that they don't show on camera for the 24 hours that they're together all the time. They're there 24/7 all the time. So you don't see that part, how that impacts that. But you did see the part she said to somebody, grandma. Yeah. You put that in there kind of, I don't know if you try to throw us off, or I assume that she was getting tired of what she said she was tired of. Yeah, I got to make a big move. I got to put some on my resume. The whole episode leading up to that says this is Sophie's time to control the game.
Yes.
Rizzo even said it. Whoever comes out of this will control this season and determine who the winner is going to be. I don't know if you need any more of a blueprint than that.
No, right? I agree. I 100% agree. And just like the general buildup this whole entire season, every single episode we were hearing some mention of Sophie's advantage. And I was like, oh boy, this is going to be the season where we see a knowledge is power used correctly. And it's going to be chef's kiss. Like, I was so excited, especially since it was in Sophie's pocket, who is a girl I've been loving this whole entire season. I was so bummed. Right before Tribal, when she thought of the idea to steal Rizzo's idol, I was like, yes. I was like, this is what I predicted was going to happen. This is what I've been hoping would happen. I think Rizzo's a fun guy, fun player, but I wanted his idol to get stolen just for like the entertainment purposes, and because it was the smartest move that she could have possibly made.
I want to see him get crushed. I want to see him get crushed because he be holding it down. He be holding it down. I ain't saying I wasn't emotional on Survivor, because I was, but I'm just saying he be holding it down on the sniffy side. But that's still, hey, we still people. At the end of the day, we play a game, but we're still people. So when she pulled it out, I was like, oh, okay, this about to do it. We about to get right. And then she turned around, she said, hey, Steven. And then after she read it, she was like, hey, when she said, I want to, because I think they played a great game. Here's where the emotional part and the connections of the players that you don't see. Because when she said that, I thought show was Rizzo, because that's an alliance, not Steven. I'm thinking, you gunning for Steven. You ain't gonna apologize to him. So yeah, it was so hyped. It was hype. And now you say, okay, I'm gonna take Steven's thing. Now, for a quick second there, I'm like, your game is trashed out now.
Oh,
There's nothing that you can do in between now and the game crowning another player that you can get an opportunity like you had tonight. You can't get that opportunity back. So now I'm like, okay, well, Steven, they about to take your stuff. So your idea, your laid out plan is crushed. Until he said no, then I was like, this is another great season.
I know. Like, oh my gosh. As soon as she said his name, I was like, no, they're going to make my girl look like an idiot. And I'm not here for that. My heart just dropped. I was so sad for her. And I just I really want to see a knowledge is power used correctly. And this is one of the reasons why I think I said this on the podcast earlier on, maybe even before we saw the knowledge is power come into this game. But that's an advantage that I just can't get behind, because it's made to literally make a player just look stupid, I feel like. And yes, every advantage, like to some degree, makes someone look stupid. Like we can make that argument, right? Like that's why advantages are in the game, so that we can shake things up and so that somebody's plan completely gets flip-flopped and they're shit out of luck, right? But yeah. I mean, this particular one, like it's made solely for that purpose. Like I feel like there's just not a lot of thought or strategy involved. And even when somebody holds on to it and doesn't tell anybody until the moment that she needs to really tell somebody, she says the correct person who had an advantage. But this advantage, this particular one, had to be played before tribal, so she couldn't even use it correctly. Now,
let me throw this in there. Let me hit you with this right here. I want you. We want to replay that whole tribal council, but I want Sage to leak to Sophie that advantage has to be played before tribal council. Does that change the way she plays?
Wait, say that again.
Here's the thing about it is, Sage leaks to Sophie, hey, he's going to play his special advantage before we go to tribal. So that means your knowledge of power doesn't work at all on him. You know ahead of tribal that you can't take his stuff. And as she said in tribal, I know I'm the vote out because I sit here. Savannah has immunity. Rizzo has he has an immunity. So neither one of them. So you know right now, the only way to get out of this situation is to use your actual knowledge's power to take that, because now you know you can't take his. Would you take Rizzo's idol?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if she would have had it in her still to take Rizzo's idol, but if that was her only option, I do think that she's smart enough to recognize that she needs to make a move that the jury actually sees her make. And so, what does this say?
$1 million. I don't care about it. Look, we'll be friends later. She already said 20. I only know you 21 days anyway.
That check and send it to me. No,
yeah, I'm like, you gone. I'm taking that. Somebody in the chat be like, hey, no, I don't know you for 22. I'm like 23 days tops. You gone.
Well, and that's the thing. And the reason I'm thinking it through is because Sophie seems like a person who the friendships are really important, and that's clearly something that she struggles to go against. And we saw her struggle this episode because she could have played the advantage on Rizzo and she didn't. So I do think that she would still be conflicted if she knew that was her only option. But again, I think that she's also smart enough to recognize that if she's going to make a big move, the jury needs to see her make that move, because otherwise at final tribal, if she's sitting with Rizzo and Savannah, she doesn't really have a leg to stand on, because she hasn't really made any moves that outshine any of theirs. So I do think that ultimately she would have followed through and taken Rizzo's idol. I kind of wish that would have happened, or I wish that production, and I think that they probably put the block a vote advantage and they made the rules to the block a vote for a reason. And part of that reason was knowing that the knowledge is power was out there. Because it makes it harder for Sophie to use that knowledge is power to steal Steven's advantage. But I kind of wish they would have just given him an advantage that he had to play at Tribal because
No.
the power play out.
Here's the crazy part. The two flippers, they knew what it was.
True.
They could have just told her.
Yeah.
They'd already flipped anyway. Why not just tell her, hey, if you miss this opportunity right here, you can't get it at Tribal Council. So there's a lot of opportunity in there for her to have a moment. That could have been a moment, $1 million moment.
Yes. You know what? That's actually such a good. I didn't even think about the fact that Sage and Christina, they knew that they were voting with this other group and not Steven. Why not just tell Sophie? Yeah, you're so right.
Yeah, I mean,
Like-
you're already gonna flip anyway. So hey, don't make yourself look stupid in Tribal. So now your force would say, okay, yeah, we're gonna vote for Steven anyway. But you wouldn't have got the part about taking something that wasn't there. But you'd had an opportunity to solidify an opportunity for $1 million. And she'd have took Rizzo's immunity out, and they would have voted Rizzo out. She's like, hey, I had knowledge is power. I played it at the right time. I'm the one that took his immunity out that he'd been dragging on. What I didn't like about this episode here, and future Survivor players, don't do shit like this. Going up to the podium saying, hey, like you're doing a performance.
Yeah.
It almost like you're acting for the camera versus playing the game of Survivor. I didn't care for that shit.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
I think that he's already done that once, kind of.
Yeah.
I don't think we needed it again. I feel like at this point, it's overkill. It's
yeah.
too...
You coming up there like you playing for the camera, like, I'm gonna play my idol, because I was like, okay, then you know what? Because I gave him credit for the move. I was like, oh, okay, Sophie, she's in a jam. They got to block a vote. He asks, hey, did your vote get blocked? Hey, Savannah, did your vote get taken or blocked? She said it blocked. Then you get up and say, hey, Jeff, I want to play my hidden immunity idol. You go up there, you're like, no, I ain't gonna play it. I'm gonna see what happens. What the hell? Is it theatric? It was too theatrical for me.
Yes, I would agree. I think
so-
that was one step too far.
Yeah,
For my
that
taste
was
as well.
like he was trying to do some shit for TV. So
Yeah. Well, we saw Steven get voted out, and yet again, a unanimous vote. I mean, I was actually shocked that not one person still voted with Steven. I don't know why, but I didn't know that they would be fully convinced to.
yeah, I was surprised. How Sophie is sitting there looking like she's surprised. You can count the number of votes. You know who voted what.
Right.
You blocked Savannah. He showed 4 to vote. So Steven voted, then he voted for it. So he knows that all of them are turned on him. When he get on the Ponderosa tonight, he gonna feel everybody turned on him. But here's the thing. You put yourself now at the bottom of somebody else's tribe. And then Sophie, you sitting there talking about, I don't know what happened. Do you think Steven can't count? Is that what it is? I mean,
what are you trying to say?
now he got a good blind side. They
Yeah.
did a good blind side on Steven. Excellent play blind side. I ain't talking about the players. I'm talking about their games. So here's the thing. Now, Sophie, you're at the bottom. Christine, now you're at the bottom. So really all we're looking for now in these next 2 episodes is who out of the other 3 are going to win $1 million now, because
Wait,
neither
when
one of
you
you
said
can.
Sophie, now you're at the bottom. Did you mean Sage?
I mean, Sage.
Yeah.
And I
There's
like
two
Sage too.
S's.
Sage been rocking. She was rocking and rolling. I think when they voted out Jawan, that kind of messed her game up.
Yeah,
But
I think so too.
you went from, if they'd have voted out Sophie, they'd have been dominant. You got one more challenge. Okay, win, lose, or draw. You only got one more challenge. Okay, cool. We're going to vote you out, whatever. So one other person had to be voted out. Now, you're probably going to be the victim of the vote out at the next one. Christina, Sage, y'all going to be one of them. One of you 2 are going to fire.
Yeah.
One of them 2 are going to fire, and one of them getting voted out.
And-
Now,
Yeah, I don't know about that, actually. We'll talk
yeah,
about
but here's
in a second.
okay, because here's the jacked up part of the game. If you want to solidify $1 million, Savannah, you got to get rid of Rizzo, or Rizzo got to get rid of Savannah.
Yes, 100%. I would agree with that. That's one thing that I feel has been clear for a couple of votes. Like, I feel like they need to one of them needs to turn on the other, or they need to turn on each other in order to solidify that big move, because that's their only bet left. I think.
I still think Savannah. If Savannah, Rizzo, and Christine or Sage are sitting there, I still say Savannah still edges them all out.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would agree. So actually, let's get to this. So we are getting into our finale episode, which I can't believe we're here. It's gone by kind of fast. But we are at Final 5. We have only one more episode to go where we're going to see who gets eliminated at 5, who's going to go to fire, who's going to be in the final 3, and ultimately who's going to win. So walk me through who you think your order is going to be and who's going to fire and all of that.
I think when we do the next immunity, I think Savannah loses.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I think she loses. She's good at endurance one, but other ones she's shown that you can be beat. So if let's say it's not endurance and she gets beat in a relay race type of thing, okay. Now she doesn't have the immunity in next list. We know Rizzo still got immunity for this last one, so can't vote him out. So now you only stuck with Christine, Sage, Sophie, and Savannah. No, I'm sorry, too many. Let's give Sage immunity.
Okay.
Sage wins immunity. Rizzo got immunity. Now you got Christine, Sophie, and Savannah.
Mm-hmm.
One of them got to make a decision. And when I say one, I mean Sophie or Riz. Who are they going to vote out amongst each other? Because why would I take you to with me? Why would I take you with me? That's just more stuff I got to try to explain. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to get your vote when I throw you on the jury either, but that's just one vote. I think Sage has played a game consistent across the board where she hasn't pissed off anybody that wasn't a part of the pissed off list anyway. But she played a good game. Where Rizzo has done some things that might fall in we're gonna be petty mode. But outside of that, everybody else is playing for third. Sophie playing for third, Sage is playing for third, Christina playing for third. All in playing for third.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're right about that.
How could Sophie win?
So you're saying who gets out at Final 5?
Yeah, who gets out at Final 5 is either gonna be a vote out, either gonna be Savannah or Rizzo.
Okay, so Savannah or Rizzo, who do you think is going to fire then?
I will put Christine against Sage.
All right,
Christine. It doesn't make a difference.
And then who do you think is in the final 3?
My final 3 would be Savannah. Ooh, that'd be a good one. Savannah, Sophie, and Christine.
All right. Savannah.
It doesn't make a difference. I mean, it could be Savannah, Sage, Christine. It doesn't make a difference. It just can't be Rizzo or Savannah on the last 3. No matter how you get there, those two can't be there together. Now, it doesn't tell. I still say Savannah wins because if nothing else, she can go over her gameplay and what she did and what things she had done. Because she played the extra vote. She went on a journey. She survived being voted out. And she's won immunities to be able to dictate the game.
Yes.
Rizzo has immunity out of.
Yeah.
What else?
I mean, he could probably argue that he's driven some of the votes or he's driven the votes away from him, like I was saying earlier.
Yeah.
And I think that there's, some credit to be given there, but I think ultimately, I don't know that the jury is going to respect him as much as they will respect Savannah. And I also think that Savannah is such a good talker and a good charmer just from being like a newscaster and everything. So,
oh yeah, you got to be able to present that story.
Yes, I do think that she will present it very well. Rizzo's a good talker too, but I think ultimately, Savannah will.
Well, let's reverse it. Who on the jury would vote for Rizzo or Savannah? We'll start with MC.
Ooh, okay. You mean between only the two of them?
Just them two right there. Who you think out of
so
MC?
The two of them, I think MC. I'm trying to think back. I kind of think MC would respect Savannah's game more. Because she's like, I feel like she's like a physical challenge person. She respects that aspect of the game. And I do think that, I think that she'll be maybe convinced by Savannah and also being like a woman. I don't know. Maybe she'll feel more of a connection to her.
What about Sophie?
Sophie, I don't know. That's a tough one. I don't know who out of the two of them she felt closer to. Maybe there's like that woman thing again where she might feel a little bit closer to Savannah and she might like respect Savannah's game.
So, Tor, who you giving your vote to?
What?
Who you think they're giving a vote to?
I feel like Savannah.
Okay, Savannah. Nate got voted out so early, but Nate,
and he was close with both of them. I do think that he maybe had like a closer connection with Savannah because I think they were both like the two of them like very early on. They were kind of like trying to do their own thing. So I think Nate gives his vote to Savannah.
Okay. Jawan.
Jawan. I
He's
don't
on the
think
same try.
I think he's voting for Savannah. I think he's voting for Rizzo. Just because they had like those little awkward moments and
Oh,
stuff.
bromance. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. She was trying to throw him under the bus from day one.
Yeah.
But we'll get at the
think that he
Rizzo.
felt a little bit disrespected by Savannah.
We'll put that on petty vote side and give it to Rizzo.
Yeah.
Who else we missing? So Alex, Sophie, Nate.
I think Alex. Okay, so this goes way back to the first episode, and Alex is such a cool guy, and my husband and I actually met him, and my husband is still, specifically my husband, but also me, is still so salty towards Rizzo for cheating in that first puzzle.
Oh yeah,
Alex.
that was trash. Trash.
He's still so mad about that. He's like, he cost my boy Alex the game. Alex could have been so much more powerful. Blah blah. I'm like, oh my god, that was literally episode 1. But yeah, I think Alex, I don't know, just for like that reason alone, and like I think he and Rizzo may have had like a little bit of like maybe not seen on camera rivalry or tension, and so I think Alex is giving his vote to Savannah.
Okay, Steven.
Between Rizzo and Savannah, I don't know. He and Rizzo talked more, so I'll say Rizzo.
I think he has more respect for Savannah's game, but I'll give that over to the. He's okay. So right now on your voting scale,
like Steve, you might be right about Steven having more respect for Savannah's game, because like I think that they have like a little like kind of like working relationship, not working relationship, but like island friendship,
island working relationship. Yeah.
Island working relationship, or like just like friendship, friendliness that we didn't really see as much on camera. I don't know. Yeah, maybe you're right. Steven might give his vote to Savannah too.
So that's 4-1 right there.
Yeah, I think definitely Savannah would win. I think that she'd be better at convincing people, even though like people felt like a little disrespected by her. Like Christina kind of called her a mean girl a couple of times, and other people too. I think ultimately, like people would be able to put that aside and recognize that her game was really good. And some people might think that Rizzo played a bit cocky and ultimately like can't take credit for as many moves as maybe he thinks he can.
Yeah, if I know Christina's not gonna vote for me, I'm keeping it up there with me.
Yeah,
I'm keeping it with me. I'm like, okay, that's one vote. That's one less person I got to worry about not voting for me. So, but again, it's gonna come down to which one of them two get knocked out. And here's the crazy part about it. I don't know who would win Survivor if Savannah gets knocked out.
That would be a toss-up. I think that if Rizzo makes it to the end and Savannah doesn't, Rizzo wins. I do.
I don't see where he played the game of Survivor where you're gonna be anointed the sole survivor off of not playing the idol and keep people from voting for you. I guess outwit.
Yeah.
But okay, so I always look at it the same way. Outwit, outplay, outlast. He did outwit them, but that idol. He didn't outplay them on any challenges, and he didn't outlast any. And I guess he outlasted everybody to get to the final 3. So yeah, but again, outside of the idol, I don't see where, because Sage has been coming through like a wrecking ball here in these last few episodes.
See, I don't know about Sage. I think that Sage is too.
Oh, wait a minute. What about Sophie?
Sophie, I think, ruined her game by not playing the knowledge is power correctly. And now all she's really done is get herself into a positive alliance. Do you disagree?
Sophie been like the middle of the road. She was more middle of the road than Alex was. They was talking about middle of the road. I was like, Sophie's just there. She had a good narration this time. Tonight was her
more than just be there. I think like her surviving all the way to be like the last remaining member of the Blue Tribe in the whole entire game after being a part of the Disaster Tribe. I think there's something to be said for that, even though it's so early in the game and so many people like forget about that aspect of the game. But I think that it's much more powerful to me personally than maybe it is to other people, just because like the game is Survivor and she survived more votes than almost anybody out there. So I think that if she'd be able to articulate that and really kind of spin that in her favor and make that like her game, maybe she has a shot. But in this new era, there's so much emphasis placed on like big moves and the one big move you can put on your resume. And unfortunately, the one thing that she could have put on her resume kind of like fell flat tonight and it didn't get played correctly.
Sophie would have been the sole survivor of season 49 had she done the following move. Had she took Rizzo and got him voted out, Savannah and them already wanted to eat Savannah alive anyway, so they'd have went for Savannah. And if they didn't get her at the vote out, they'd have put her into fire. And if they'd have got her out, Sophie would have been the winner.
Yeah.
Why didn't she look that far and say, okay, here's a path to $1 million. Here's my path to $1 million. Your path sticking with the group that was better than you is not a mathematical path. Either way it goes, you're gonna get voted out. So I'm gonna get voted out doing something that might give me $1 million versus saying, well, I hope they vote these other two out and I got a better chance. Not really.
Yeah. No, I think I unfortunately, like, she got knocked down a few pegs this vote, and I really wish she would have played that correctly. But so you have Savannah winning. That's your winner pick.
I got Savannah winning. That's my winner pick. Somebody got to have it on the chart. Someone else. They got to be someone else's winner pick.
Yeah, no, I think there's some people in the chat that think Savannah's running away with it. This person says Savannah's not getting knocked out at this point. I would agree. And there's a few other people that are in agreement. I think really quick, everybody. So I'm just gonna say what I think might happen in this next episode, this finale episode. So I think Savannah is winning immunity at Final Five, and I think Rizzo plays his idol, and I think that they end up getting rid of Sage just because, like, she's got some friends on the jury, and she, at this point, like, outside of their trio, I think she's their biggest threat, even though I don't think that she's actually a threat to win the game. But I think they vote out Sage. I think then that I think there's a chance that Savannah wins again, or maybe like Sophie B or something like that wins at Final Four. And the person that's in fire making are either Sophie and Rizzo or Rizzo and Savannah, whoever like doesn't win immunity. And I think ultimately Rizzo gets knocked out at Final Four fire making.
Can't do a channel, but you can make fire. That's gonna be pretty interesting.
I'm saying he gets knocked out, like he doesn't get fire, correctly. So I think whoever goes against Rizzo in fire making wins. And then I think that the final three is Christina, Sophie, and Savannah, with Savannah winning.
Yeah, you can't ever do, like, I looked at next week's predictions and stuff. You can never predict it. Here's the crazy part about it. I'm gonna be in New York for Bryson Wynn presents for the season finale, and I'm probably not gonna hear anything.
So, no, you're gonna be having too much fun. We're gonna
you just can never hear. I'm just never that close to a TV because I said I'm not gonna be able to enjoy it because I can't hear it. So I'm usually talking to somebody or doing something or just watching it and not seeing what actually. Then when I get home, I'll put it on and replay it and be like, oh, okay, cool. This is who won. But it's wild. It's the poster's already out. I like being on the posters.
Absolutely.
That was the craziest thing. Short story. So a friend of mine's, my mom niece came for Thanksgiving and she brought her grandson.
Aww.
And we're out there in the back patio and we're playing video games and stuff. And I'm like, okay, cool. Then my cousin comes over and they're here for Thanksgiving and stuff. And I'm talking to her and I was like, hey, check this picture out. Cause I got a poster out there now. And I was like, hey, cool. You see, hey, who's that? She was like, no way. Some pictures on the wall. So it's pretty cool. I can't complain.
We love to see it. Everybody loves to see it. Clearly, your family, your friends, everybody on the podcast. We all
Bobby had it. Look,
that's gonna be so fun.
Oh, that's the one that used to be up here. I finally hung it on the wall. I hung the first one. The very first poster I got invited to an event is in my office.
Awesome. We'd love to see it. You should pull it out on the podcast sometime.
Hey, look, last time I pulled out my picture, let's see if I can do it without dropping. Messing with Bruce. Can I pull it out? Somebody sent us this puzzle.
Oh, what? That's so cool.
And we have to time ourselves putting together this puzzle, which I thought was going to be pretty easy, but it took a couple minutes.
Dang.
I think I'm going to get it. I don't know. I'm going to get it put in a frame. Oh, so people have us at the charity event. People have us signing stuff, and somebody was making Christmas ornaments with our pictures on them.
Oh, that's cool.
No, I thought it was ours. So when she gave it to me, I kept mine. She's like, no, I need you to sign it back. I'm up in here saying, oh, and everybody else was like, oh no, we had to get those back. I was like, oh, I want to keep that one. But I did get a coloring book.
Ooh, I love a coloring book.
It's in pencil of different players of Survivor. So I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. So I wanted one. And Bruce has one. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. I'm here. Why not I get people to sign it? So for all the players that were in the coloring book that was there, Sandra, Bob, Rupert, I got them to sign.
Oh, that's so cool. Oh, that's something you should definitely get framed.
Yeah, so that's on my collector's item list of trying to get the rest of the players to sign that. That's pretty cool. So no complaints.
Very cool. Well, I love it. Well, we hope you have a ton of fun at the event next week. And we loved hearing about the celebrity event too, the charity event. Everybody, we got so much stuff going on here at the podcast this week though. So we have Survivor Social, which is such a fun one. I've been on there a couple of be a guest one or two other times. There's obviously not that many more opportunities, but it's really fun. Come check it out. And then we've got Stock Watch on Friday, which is also a very fun one. That's right here in the afternoon. I believe it's at 1 p.m. And then we also have Got Something For Ya with our lovely Ollie and Phil. Ollie always joins me on the pre-show as well. But for that one, I guess I'll allow him to talk to somebody else because Phil's pretty awesome as well. And obviously, we've got the pre-show and the after-show after the finale too. So don't miss that. Everybody, thanks so much for tuning in. Abe, thanks for the convos. It's always good chatting with you. We missed our other people, of course, but we will chat.
I don't miss Bruce. I spent the whole weekend with Bruce. I don't miss Bruce. I spent the whole weekend with him.
Oh, I guess I'll speak for myself then. Bruce, I miss you.
Yeah,
Abe, maybe not so much, but
hey, did you see that picture I sent of Bruce sleep?
I loved that. That was amazing. That was my favorite picture.
Him and the Seer were roommates, man. They were knocked out. I said,
oh my gosh. That must have been a fun room, honestly.
Yeah. Oh, that's where I hung out at.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's where everybody should have been hanging out. But everybody, thank you so much. We will talk to you soon. Peace.
Peace.